Okay, folks, this is what I've been going through for, last several years here. If you're wondering why I've never brought this up before, it's because they were affecting me very, very heavily. Uh, Basically nonstop, and every time I would try and do a tape, explain the point of view of me and my family, I could not do it. That's why in 2012 I made a list, perspective of my family, something like that. And I only had a couple of videos on there because on a couple of occasions while making tapes, they let me function halfway normally. Quite literally, I could not remember, think, analyze, explain the perspective of me and my family. Anyhow, they've got a list of things, questions that they're bringing up in regards to my going back to North Carolina, and it's all about their cover up. They're doing what I call scenario pushing. In other words, they push in a scenario of something, it's like a forced daydream. And then from there, they try and find out how I will respond. The whole thing's theirs. And as a point, they're pushing in my being back in North Carolina, and then they show me while I'm in North Carolina that they affect me with this, or they affect me with that in front of the FBI while the FBI's got a wiretap. And then what they do is they say to me, because they're trying to find out my reaction, and they say to me, well, we'll do this. And then they try and squeeze an answer out of me. Or you'll say this. And they try and squeeze an answer out of me. And what they're trying to do is, quite literally, they're working on ideas. Uh, and these are points that they're maybe stuck on. It's a whole list of things, many, many different points, which of course also shows me that they've been ready here a long time. There's a story to that as well. If you look at 2013, you see that they were preparing for the idea of my going back to America. And you see this from the very beginning of 2013. It's very easy to see. But the point is, they find out what I'll say when I'm back in America, what I will think, and then what they're doing is getting ideas from me for computer programs they can use for tricking the FBI. This is the way it's been the whole time. That's why when you hear on my cassettes and videos, you hear me saying that they're using me for tricking agents and agencies. This is one of the ways that they are doing it. I'm being used as a soundboard for bouncing ideas off of and getting ideas for tricking agents and agencies. Quite literally, many of my ideas have. Quite literally. Um, they're bumping me out. Hang on. I see they're going to be difficult here. Uh, um, well, I guess I'm going to have to stop on that. They just totally bumped me out. Let's see. I've got 8:57 in the morning, and they gave me a heart attack experience on the way home, on the way up the stairs. In fact, they're kind of affecting me with this right now. It's a little bit different than the heart attack thing. But if you look at my agency history tapes, when they give me a quote heart attack experience, they've only given me, I think, three of these. Something always happens to somebody around me, and usually it's very serious. Uh, in one case, we had a dead pet. They gave me a heart attack sign the day before. In another case, they killed this media figure in the middle of 2009. Again, it's in my calendars that Horvat impersonated this person. You see, I have documentation. They ripped the documentation out of my journal. Um, and ever since then, they've basically affected me into not recording the heavy events they have done. So I only have a few events recorded. They're heavy technology events recorded in my journals. And in regards to most of them, there's almost no documentation. The one in which I have a lot of documentation is the killing of our neighbor. Um, anyhow, so I brought up a few important points. The key thing I wanted to cover before they wipe out my memory, because they started to affect me here, and so this is why I'm posting this video real quick. Um, uh, you know, uh, they will wipe out my memory, and I'll never be able to remember this again. The reality is I deal with it every single day. They're always getting ideas for tricking agents and agencies in the near future and on down the road. So again, if you want proof of my being effective and affected heavily for their cover-up, well then there you are. It's not like, all of this is stuff that I go through every single day. It's just like when my girlfriend does stalking. I separate the difference. In regards to trickier things, I watch these things over a period of time. I like Horvat breaking up my family here. But again, I've not been able to speak about these things because they keep wiping it out. It's just like there's just a huge blank space or an invisible wall in my mind. And I know this shouldn't be difficult at all, yet it's impossible. So anyhow, there are some computer programs, and they're preparing for my going back to America. Again, in late 2012, I believe in one video I said possibly early 2013. That's incorrect. Late 2012. I already had it in my head if German agencies don't investigate, then I go back to America to make sure they're caught. And you see this, by the way, and I'll point it out in next videos. Okay, that's it. The battery's running out.